Earlier today, on Saturday the 26th of September, at approximately around 12 p.m, a fire suddenly broke out in one part of the Baitul Futuh Mosque complex in Morden.
The fire started in a storeroom next to our kitchen next to Nasser Hall, and it was discovered very quickly, and one of our boys tried to put it out, but it was beyond control, and therefore we called in the fire services immediately. The fire services arrived within 4 minutes.
At the height of the fire, we had approximately 10 fire engines and 70 firefighters tackling the blaze. Very, very challenging incident at the beginning, given the nature and the layout of the building itself. But crews very, very quickly, working with representatives from the mosque, managed to put a fire break in and ensure that the fire didn't get anywhere near the main mosque itself, and the fire was confined to the ancillary buildings and a small hall at the front of the complex behind me.
With the grace of God, all individuals were safely evacuated from the site. One person was later treated for smoke inhalation. Although there has been extensive damage to parts of the administrative complex, thankfully the actual mosque itself did not sustain any damage.
Usual fire service challenges in terms of access, water supplies, but we quickly overcame them. Crews worked extremely hard to get crews internally into the building. We used an aerial appliance to pour water onto the fire, and within quite a short time managed to prevent the fire escalating. We worked with the construction of the building to ensure that in the end only a third of the building was affected, a third of the ancillary building was affected. So from our perspective, working very closely with representatives from the mosque was very, very effective, and working with them, it managed to target the key parts of the building to ensure what was important to them was prioritised and saved, and that's been the outcome.
Yes, by the grace of Allah, Tahir Hall and the mosque have been completely unaffected by this. There is absolutely no, not even smoke damage there. And like I said, the fire was contained literally with the area within Nasser Hall and the adjacent offices. Damage definitely has been done there, but the rest of the complex, alhamdulillah, is safe.
The Ahmadiyya Muslim community is extremely grateful for the efforts of the emergency services, and in particular to the London Fire Brigade, for their dedicated and brave service. May God Almighty reward them.
So our plan for the next 24 hours is really one around business continuity and working with representatives from the mosque to ensure that they get back to business as usual as quickly as possible, and they can get back to prayer as quickly as possible. So we're working hand in hand to put a plan together to ensure that the safety of our crews, the fire is fully extinguished, we can assess the extent of the damage, and then put a plan together to allow members of the community to come back and use the mosque, hopefully sometime tomorrow.
We have to cooperate with the services. Within the next 24 hours, we've assured them that nobody will be using the premises, and therefore anybody coming here should listen to the people on duty. And once the area has been made secure, then inshallah, hopefully, after 24 hours, we'll be able to use the mosque again for prayers, inshallah.
Whilst there is a sense of regret and deep sadness that this accidental fire occurred, all members of the Ahmadiyya Muslim community will bow down in thanks to God Almighty that no person was seriously injured and that the mosque itself was unharmed.